What's going on, YouTube? It's the Nerd Talk crew back with another episode of Nerd Talk. We're on episode 132, baby.
Three.
And just 133.
Yes, it is.
I forgot to edit it. I'm sorry.
Oh, brother.
I forgot to edit that. I'm so sorry, guys. For episode 133. Obviously we took a week off, so my mind is pretty fried. But what's going on, Tyler? How you been?
Nah, man. Nah. I had a long day. Just came back from my internship. We had a good show over there. And I am more than ready to talk about our topic tonight because it was some good shit.
Yes, a lot of the topics we have today are some good stuff, man. So obviously last week we got hit with trailer punch after trailer punch after trailer punch after trailer punch. So we got a lot of trailers to talk about. Obviously, we got our main topic. We're going to talk about Penguin, but that's later within the show. So let's go ahead and move on to our first topic of the day. And of course, we're talking about the Marvel Studios What If Season 3, the first trailer. We got a release date. It's coming out December 22nd. 8 episodes left until the end of What If. And I thought the trailer was pretty good. I don't think it was the best thing I ever seen. I don't think it was the worst thing I ever seen. But I thought the trailer was good. The animation still looks fine. You know, obviously it still look like what ifs look like. The different scenarios, obviously the different what ifs throughout the whole entire show has been interesting. Obviously they all have some combining story leading into the finale of each season. But I'm ready to see what this one leads into. And I think my favorite shot in the trailer probably has to be Storm wielding Mjolnir. Oh, that was so awesome, even though it was so quick, so fast, but it was awesome. And that's probably going to be a highlight of the season because it made me think of Storm in X-Men 97, where she was a huge highlight in that show. So I kind of love that they're pushing in the X-Men in the What If series. I think that's pretty dope. What other X-Men character we're gonna get? Who knows? Maybe Deadpool might show up. You know, who knows? I think that would be pretty dope. They need to do that. What if Deadpool killed the entire MCU? They need to do that. I think that would have been dope. But I thought the trailer was dope. So yeah, let me know what you thought about it, Tyler.
What If is a show that magnetizes a lot of hate from the MCU, and I don't understand why. It's a show that is literally, it's a cartoon basically having fun. And I've never understood why people were so negative on the first or the second season. The second season had its problems, and it has the worst episode of the whole show with the Nebula episode. But I still think that the second season was a solid season. You know, people hate the Happy Hogan episode. I love that episode. I thought it was hilarious. People didn't really care for the one where...
That's the Christmas one, right? Happy Hogan, like the Die Hard Christmas one? Okay.
Yeah. People didn't like the one where it was like Robin Hood and it was the Avengers. I thought that was awesome. So, and I'm currently going through the first season now. I have a couple episodes left, but of the 6 that I've seen, really only one has been weak, and it's the Killmonger one, and even that one is okay. So I've never really understood why people hate What If so much. I love the concept of What If. I said it when we did the spoiler talk back in January that I don't think they've gone crazy enough with this show. Like, this season 3, looks the craziest that they've gone. Like, a fucking Avengers Megazord, that is the craziest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Yo, when I saw that, I'm ready for a Power Rangers just joke. Yeah. Like I'm just waiting for that, because when I saw that, I said they're really doing this. They're really doing an Avengers Megazord. Like it's insane.
Like, it's insane, but it looks so cool. You know, a storm wielding Mjolnir. That is insane, but it's awesome. You know, my one negative is that it's looking like from the trailers we're gonna get an episode where Howard the Duck and Darcy. That sounds horrendous.
Yeah. I kind of hope they're not the focus, but it's What If. Who knows?
Like, it sucks because they showed Howard the Duck, and I was like, oh, Howard the Duck. we're finally gonna get something involving him for longer than 2 minutes in the MCU. And then they showed Darcy, and I was like, oh. See, what they should have done was Deadpool and Howard the Duck. I don't know what they would have done with that, but that's what they should have done instead.
That'd have been pretty hilarious.
But it looks like What If. Do with that information what you will. I like this show a lot. It's one of the few fucking projects in this damn universe that I can just sit, throw on, and not care. Just vibe with it. I don't know.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. I'm one of those people that didn't hate the series. I went along with the scenarios and how they did it. I actually really was intrigued by this segment because we always ask the questions, what if? And this is really based off a comic book that Marvel produced called What If. They always did these different scenarios that was off-putting from the actual main storylines they were doing. So, I mean, I think this is pretty interesting that they were getting this in live action and they're bringing in the MCU storylines and just flipping it on their head. I just think this is pretty interesting. The fact that this is going to be the final season is pretty interesting as well. But we also are getting Marvel Zombies, stuff like that. So I guess that's continuation of some of these things in this show. So we'll see what they do next. I'm kind of happy that they're just doing 3 seasons. They're not going to keep spinning this off to 5, 6, 7, or 8 seasons.
Realistically, why not? It's a concept that has endless possibilities. I guess they're ending it so everyone can stop bitching and complaining, but
yeah. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, that's our thoughts on Marvel Studios' What If Season 3 trailer. If you guys have seen the trailer, let us know what you guys thought about in the comment section below. Now, let's go ahead and move on to our next topic. It's another trailer. It's another Marvel trailer, and it is Captain America, The Brave New World. The second trailer was just released, and it's insane because it felt like we just got the first trailer, did not? Or maybe that was like 3 months ago, three or 4 months ago?
A while ago.
Okay, I felt like we just got the trailer, but obviously we know that this movie's coming out in February, and we are 2 months away from this movie. It's insane that we're 2 months away from this movie. Well, technically, yeah. I feel like we're in December already, but yeah. My thoughts on this trailer. I thought the trailer was good. I did a reaction to it, obviously. It didn't really heighten up my excitement for it, if that's what I want to say. It didn't really nudge it. It really didn't do anything for me. I'm still excited to see this movie, but it didn't do anything more to excite me. We got some decent shots. We got a really good shot with Sam like diving straight down and landing, and then the Air Force is like comes down and wipes everybody out, which I'm like, that's actually pretty dope. Yeah, I thought it was okay. I thought the trailer was okay. Obviously, my only negative is that the green screen in this movie. Hopefully they fix this, man, because it does not look good in certain shots. And of course, it's the daytime shot with the pink flowers in the background. That just doesn't look good. That's clearly green screen. That is not a set.
I don't understand why that sequence looks so bad. Okay, bad might be a little harsh, but that's the one sequence in the fucking trailer that I'm like, why does the green screen look like that?
It's so funny because I'm thinking, is it a Thor Ragnarok moment? Because if you guys remember when Thor Ragnarok, Odin wasn't supposed to be on the mountaintop.
He was supposed to be in an alley.
He's supposed to be in an alleyway. So I'm thinking, is this that type of moment where maybe the background we see isn't the background? Maybe it's going to be a different in the movie. I mean, I don't know. I'm just throwing it because it does look bad. It feels like it's something that's there that's not supposed to be there.
I want it to be in this environment, like next to the White House. Like that sounds raw.
Yeah. And obviously, Red Hulk. Red Hulk looks good. He's not Thanos looking good, but he looks good. He looks good. Seeing Harrison Ford's face on a Red Hulk is pretty hilarious. But I thought he looks okay. But yeah, overall, my thoughts. Like I said, this trailer really didn't do anything to make me more excited. I'm still excited to see this movie, but it didn't do anything else for me. So yeah, go ahead, Tyler.
First of all, shout out to my supervisor, Jose Rivera.
Thank you for joining, buddy.
Brave New World, man. I've really wasn't excited for this movie before the teaser, and I saw the teaser, and I kept seeing the teaser, and I was like, yo, this looks really cool. Like, this looks so dope, and, I'm loving the Winter Soldier vibes and all that. This trailer I don't think was as good as the first trailer. It's a bigger and grander trailer, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I like the way it's edited, in the tone. I
Yeah, I agree.
pray
Yeah,
to
for sure.
Jesus that the tone in in these trailers is what we get in the movie. Which
Yeah,
at this point, if we've gotten two trailers with the same tone, I feel like that's what the movie is.
and then it's so funny because I'm watching it and it's like I'm loving the spy espionage vibe, and then we get to the end and it's like, oh yeah, Red Hulk, and then the one actress say,
Yeah,
I
I
didn't
didn't know
know
they
they
were
were
red.
red. It's like, oh, here we go. That's the MCU. That's the MCU right
Which
there.
somebody made a good point. They were like, "How the fuck do you see that come out of the rubble, and that's your first reaction to that?"
It's because we live in a society where half the population was snapped and a giant purple alien came down to Earth. At this point, seeing a Hulk that is red, yeah, that's what you're gonna say. You're not gonna be screaming at this point.
Yes. The trailer itself I thought was good. I thought it was a solid trailer. There were some great moments in this trailer. I kind of wish I didn't see some of them, but
Yeah.
there were some great moments in the trailer. The part where he's like flying and he throws the shield and it bounces off the
Mm-hmm.
rockets. I said, "Get the fuck out of here, bro!"
Yeah,
That
that's
was
pretty
some
dope
cold ass shit.
for sure.
And then the part at the end where he rips the car in half. That was the
Yeah,
one shot that everyone was like, "Yo, that that's good.
yeah,
That's good." Um, Again, some of the green screen, man, it's mainly just that one scene where
yeah,
he's fighting Red Hulk. I'm like, why the fuck does it look like that? I don't
yeah,
get it. You know, what was I gonna say? Red Hulk. So they put out it was something for D23 in the summer. They put out this clip of Red Hulk transforming. I'm convinced that whatever they showed at D23 is not in the movie.
mm,
I'm convinced because we see the transformation in this trailer and it doesn't look the same.
yeah.
And I saw that clip from D23. I'm like, that looks like shit. I don't like that at all. We get this. I'm sitting there. They're showing him. I'm like, what's he gonna look like? What's he gonna look like? I will. You guys know I am very passionate about my opinions, but when I'm wrong, and I'll admit when I'm wrong and be happy when I'm wrong in a good way. He looks really good. He looks really good. I was watching like a fucking hawk. I'm like, where's that bad CGI? Where's that bad CGI? There's no bad CGI. From what we've seen, he looks very good. His body looks cool. The face looks great.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I actually might think the face on him might look better than it does
Mark
on
Ruffalo.
yeah, because it like Mark Ruffalo's looks good CGI wise, but like this, it's like that looks like Harrison Ford's face on a
Mm-hmm.
Hulk. That sentence sounds hilariously goofy, but
Right.
you know, um, but he looks very good. Now we still have not seen the movie. For
Right.
all we know, this could still look like total ass.
Yeah, the movie could be terrible as well.
I don't think the movie's gonna be terrible. I think the movie at best is gonna be a 3.5. But I'm
I'm hoping
still
for a solid four, bro. I don't want a
me
three and a
too.
half. I don't want a three
I
and a half.
don't either because I think this looks great. But I'm still holding my reservations until I see this movie that he's gonna look like shit at some point in that movie.
Yeah,
I don't want him to. Obviously, I
I
don't want
think
him.
I think that's a given though. Like obviously we see the
But it
sequence.
shouldn't be though.
Yeah, it shouldn't. It shouldn't. But I
We're
mean,
we're we're how many? We're 12 years away from the Avengers, and
right?
the Hulk looked fantastic in that.
Yeah, I agree.
Why
Yeah,
can't it look? It should look better now.
yeah, yeah. Because there's even certain points in Endgame where I just question the CGI for Hulk a little bit.
It doesn't look
Um,
that bad in Endgame.
doesn't look that bad, but there was certain sequence I'm like, I don't know. Um, I mean, even in Infinity War, there was certain moments where the CGI, but you know why I think they use most of their CGI for Thanos. That's why some of the other CGI doesn't look great. Some
Uh-huh.
of the children of Thanos doesn't look that great CGI wise. I mean, you see Mark Ruffalo's head popping out of the Hulkbuster, just doesn't look great. So I mean, I think there's going to be moments where the CGI is going to be terrible regardless. I don't think it's going to be a flawless movie because I mean they're not using practical effects. It would be better for them to just be on an actual location, like just be in location, but that can't happen. So
I don't know, man, but it looks good. I'm hopeful. It doesn't look as good as the next thing we're gonna talk about, but
yes,
you know,
sir. which I actually more, like I said, I'm more excited for this next upcoming movie than this one. And of course, let's go ahead and move on to our next topic. If you guys have seen the Captain America Brave New World trailer, let us know what you guys thought about in the comment section below. Let's go ahead and move on to the movie that I'm actually more excited about than Captain America 4, and that is Marvel Studios' Thunderbolts. We got a D23 special look, sneak peek, would you will.
Yeah, but
And
the little asterisk.
oh yeah, I didn't put the little asterisk because
It is the official title.
yeah, but it's weird because everyone just expected to be like they're gonna. It's funny because in this trailer he says we're the Thunderbolts, and then he's like no, and then Bucky's like no, you can't call us that. And then the way you say it again, the Thunderbolts. It's just a cool name, but it's like I feel like everyone just theorizing that they're not going to be called that. They're going to be called something. Everyone just saying Dark Avengers. They're immediately saying they're going to say that they're called themselves the Dark Avengers at the end because there is a Dark Avengers team that literally exists in Marvel. But they expecting that this is what this is. This is the Dark Avengers. More of a
I like Thunderbolts.
I like Thunderbolts better too. I feel like Dark Avengers is just too on the nose for what this is. But
that's a dumb name.
Yeah, for sure. Going back to this, actually the actual trailer, but I love this opening sequence, the scene that we get in the trailer with them getting away in the limousine and Bucky just looking like the Terminator, just cast him in the new Terminator movie at this point because he was riding that motorcycle like he was Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Terminator.
Yeah, at this point, man, he was looking like a straight badass, and I love that Red Guardian was just like a fanboy the whole time while Bucky was doing what he was doing. It was hilarious. So yeah, I actually, and watching this trailer just really moved the needle for me. It made me more excited for this movie more than Captain America 4. I'm just very interested in seeing these group of characters. Their camaraderie, their antics, just to see. Obviously, they're not gonna like each other throughout this movie, clearly. And I'm loving that we're getting these straight grounded movies in the middle of the the multiverse saga. I feel like we've been getting so many multiverse projects. Like, okay, now it's time to bring it back to Earth. With Captain America 4 and Thunderbolts 1 coming out in the same year at that. So. And then obviously we're getting Daredevil and stuff like that. I'm loving that we're just coming back to Earth with these characters that they have super abilities, but they're not like gods, so I really like this trailer. I'm loving that we're not getting that much of certain characters. Everyone's just predicting that Taskmaster is not going to make it in this movie because you see no clip. I wouldn't think that person's actually in. They even named Taskmaster. Did they even name Taskmaster in the trailer? Yeah, I don't think. They did. Okay, I must have missed that then. So I'm like, damn, see, she's gonna. They just expect her to just get destroyed or to die in this movie. But yeah, I really like the theme of the trailer, and I was feeling it.
I feel like this project has little to no hype, and I don't understand why, at all. I saw the first trailer when it leaked. I think Comic-Con. I had seen it, and I was like, "That looks pretty good." And then when they officially released it, and I could see everything, I was like, "That looks like a lot of fun." And I kept seeing the trailer, and I saw it in the theaters with the IMAX expanded ratio. I'm like, "Yeah, this shit looks cool, man." Got this trailer. I don't love how long the trailer is. I kind of wish, especially since we got the first trailer not too long ago. It's like, okay. And I kind of hope we don't get a final trailer because this isn't really. They didn't label this as a trailer. It's a sneak peek.
Yeah.
But it's like, please don't release another trailer.
Well, I thought it was going to be like how we talked about it off camera, but I thought this was going to be like when Avengers Age of Ultron came out, they did another trailer, but they added a scene in the opening, and then the rest of it was the same trailer. This is a whole completely different trailer. This is basically trailer number 2, technically.
Mm-hmm. With that said, I absolutely fucking love this trailer. I have seen this trailer, I think, 8 times since Saturday. I was sitting there. I don't do these often because, or I don't do them ever because I just don't have the time to sit there and edit shit. This was one of the trailers that I watched it, and the way I reacted, I was like, I really wish I did trailer reactions because I was ready to run around my fucking house when this trailer ended. I was like, oh, that's when the action gets going. Oh man, it's so good. And then when I love when he goes, "We're the Thunderbolts," and the title card comes with like, "Do do 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 do." Oh, it's so cool! It's so cool, man. Um, I love these characters. Yes, even Taxmaster. I like these characters a lot. Ghost too. I like Ghost a lot. Um, and I feel like the trailer came out at the right time because I had literally just finished Falcon and Winter Soldier. I had started watching Black Widow, so it was like, yeah, we'll give him this because he's right in the midst of these movies, you
Right.
know. But the action looks raw. I like the way it's shot. I can already hear the
Yeah, I
fucking
was just
idiots.
about to ask you about that because it's got like a dark like tint to it. What
Kind
do
of
you what?
movie it is,
Yeah,
bro.
exactly.
I can already hear the idiots. Oh, the MCU is so great. There's no color. Bro, shut up already. Who cares? The movie is shot well. That is what matters. The color palette does not matter. It's
Yeah.
the same people that bitched about Rise of the Beast. Oh, Rise of the Beast is so great. Bro, who cares? Who cares, bro? I don't need this movie looking like Brave New World. Not that Brave New World looks bad from a color palette standpoint, but I mean, I don't know. It doesn't bother me. I'm not there to
Yeah.
look at the fucking color palette. Ooh, the movie's so gray. That means it sucks. No, bro. I'm here for the characters, story, action, plot. Like, come on, man. It's shot fine. I really don't care. It doesn't bother me. But it looks fun. It looks like a lot of fun. I'm excited to see Valentina back finally. I know she was in Wakanda Forever, but like she didn't belong in that movie. This is the movie that she belongs in, and it feels
Mhm.
like we've been setting this movie up since 2021 with Black Widow.
Yeah.
Well, Hawkeye first,
Technically,
and then Black Widow. But oh no,
what's
Falcon and Winter
fucking the Winter
Soldier.
Soldier? Yeah,
They feel
but
like
she
we're
shows up in
finally
that too.
getting this shit. You know, I'm excited, man. I'm excited. I think I'm hopeful that this is gonna be like the underdog of Phase Five.
Yeah,
You know,
I feel
um,
like it will be. I feel like this will be a pleasant surprise, more likely. Cause like you
yeah,
said, it's kind of under the radar. Like a lot of people are talking about how they're excited for this movie. I think so far I've anyone I talked to, me and you are probably the most excited for
yeah,
this movie. Um, so I mean, I'm kind of hoping that it is the diamond in the rough, where it's just like Captain America, Brave New World end up being a 3.5, and then this one ends up being like a 4.5. Like I'm kind of hoping that that's if that happens, that happens. But yeah. You got any more thoughts on it?
oh man,
All right, man. If you guys have seen the new Thunderbolts trailer, let us know what you guys thought about it in the comment section below. That's Thunderbolts with an asterisk on the side because I don't know. That's just something they wanted to do, I guess. So yeah, let's go ahead and move on to our next topic. And we got another trailer, but we knew this was coming. I think they announced
yeah,
this
they
this
did.
was coming. So we got a new Mission Impossible trailer, and we got a title as well called The Final Reckoning. Obviously, this is the part 2 to Dead Reckoning, which we all knew what it was because I have a steelbook that is called Dead Reckoning Part 1. That's what it was called, but they said no, let's go ahead and change the title because
After they buy the steelbook, not
after
before.
they buy the steelbook, right? But now I feel like that gives my steelbook, well, I think all the physical releases more justice now because it's not promoted as part 1, but we have something that promotes it as part 1. So I mean, but yeah, this trailer right here, man. Um, Obviously it's a teaser, so we just got a lot of clips and glimpses and you know action and stunts and seeing who's back and stuff like that. And it's crazy to see that Angela Bassett is back in this movie. We're getting a lot of callbacks to the first movie. We got a scene from the third movie randomly. And clearly there's going to be a time jump because for one, Tom Cruise has longer hair. He's long hair Tom Cruise. And I right off the bat, I've probably watched this trailer as much as I've watched the Thunderbolts trailer. Am I the only one that's probably watched the trailer? I probably watched the trailer like 4 or 5 times already. Uh, And I just like you, Tyler. I didn't get emotional, but I was like, man, like to think about that, we are 8 movies into this franchise, and we are not in a like a Fate to Furious moment. Like this don't feel like we're tired. Like we're not tired of this franchise. Like if they made more, I would not be upset. Especially if this movie ends in a as a banger. Like if this is a banger and they make another one, I wouldn't be mad. Even though they call this the final reckoning, so clearly this is like the final movie. But like I said, I love the way this movie looks, the certain shots. Obviously, we're gonna get a crazy stunt. What Tom Cruise does, he does a crazy stunt in almost every single movie. I kind of like that as kind of a callback to the 5th movie where he's hanging off the plane, which a lot of sequences is we were like kind of callbacks to other movies. Cause I was thinking about Fallout when he was inside the sub. Well, not Fallout. Was that Fallout? No. That was Rogue Nation, where he had to dive in and hold his breath underwater. So, but yeah, I'm ready for this, man. I'm ready for it. May 2025. It's gonna be a banger month.
I love the Mission Impossible franchise. I do. Um, I enjoy 2 for what it is, but it's the worst one. First one is okay, and then from 3 onwards, it's bangers. And there's not many action franchises that you can say that about. That they've had what 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 4 straight great movies. Fast and Furious fell off. Definitely fell off. Um, Bad Boys right now is 4 for 4. So, and John Wick is 4 for 4 as well. You know,
Yep.
um, but I guess never mind. That was a stupid statement. Um, I was gonna say like Mission Impossible's been around for so many years, but so has Bad Boys. So, um, I know a lot of people weren't big on Dead Reckoning Part One. I I think that it was the worst one since uh, Rogue Nation because I don't love Ghost Protocol like that. It's good, but I think a lot of people hyped that movie up a little bit too much. Um, I think it was the worst one since Rogue Nation, but I thought it was still really good. I thought some of the AI stuff was a little messy, and I think that's what my biggest fears are coming into this movie is how are they gonna fix or like handle that. But judging the trailer on its own merit, I think it's a great fucking trailer. It's like Alex said, I definitely got emotional watching this trailer because it's like I haven't been watching this my whole life. I watched through the movies for the first time when Fallout came out, but I love this franchise so much. Like the my 2 favorites of this franchise, oh, my 3 favorites, because like the ones that I really, really, really like, they're like some of my favorite action movies of all time. And so it's like to see a franchise that's this good with so much care put into it come to a natural, hopefully natural end. You know, it it's emotional. And not many franchises get that. 9 out of 10 times they'll just keep making them until they get so bad they stop making them
Yeah.
entirely.
They keep milking the cow. They just keep
You know,
milking it. Just keep milking it.
but this looks great. The action looks great, um, and it looks like if they're gonna kill some, if they start killing some of the OG characters in this franchise, I'm gonna fucking lose my shit, bro. If I see Luther or Benji biting it, bro, man, tears will be shed because I love those characters. Oh, excuse me, I love those characters so much. And somebody pointed out that the Dead Reckoning or the Final Reckoning poster. I already know I'm gonna call this shit Dead Reckoning like 18 times. Um, the poster for the Final Reckoning, it looks like the poster for No Time to Die. And if you guys have seen No Time to Die, spoiler alert, James Bond dies at the end. So everyone's like, "Oh shit!" I was like, I don't think they're gonna kill Ethan. It would listen if they do that, I would be perfectly fine with that because then it would mean that they wouldn't bring him back.
My go against that is he still wants to do more, and I don't think he would agree to have his own character be killed.
Well, no, the release before this trailer came out was that Paramount was going to market this movie as the final movie with the title because we didn't know the title until Monday. But Tom Cruise was reportedly not 100% sure because he didn't know if he was going to come back or not. Seeing that they put Final Reckoning in the trailer, that kind of tells me that he's okay with being done. I don't know. Especially with the way the trailer's made. That's,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah. Obviously, this is a lot. This is a lot more emotional than any of the other trailers because I was all you always expect at least like the teaser trailer. If you watched even the teaser trailer, even for Dead Reckoning, like it's such a hype trailer. Like the music
yeah.
is so pump, 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 pump. Like let's show you the action. Let's get hype for this. This one didn't feel like that. Yeah, we got awesome action, but it was kind of more of an emotional layer to the action as well. Of course, well, obviously with us the callbacks to the other movies. Because I was even thinking about the Fallout trailer, the teaser trailer for that when you got like a dope song playing
Fight
on
the
the
friction.
like
Oh,
that. Oh my god, dude, that trailer is awesome. But
such a good trailer.
yeah, so I don't know. I mean, we'll see. I mean, if that does end up happening, I will be satisfied with that because I was satisfied with No Time to Die. When I watched that movie, I was like, they're really doing this. I was in the theater like they are really doing this,
Yeah.
and they committed to it,
And we're
which I'm
not
happy
even
about.
like hardcore Bond fans like that either.
Right, right. But for them to commit to it, because they could have easily did a cheap shot and like do like the Dark Knight Rises type thing, where you can believe if he died or not, but clearly he didn't. But excuse me. But so yeah, you got any more thoughts on the Dead Reckoning trailer?
Nope.
All right, man. Let's go ahead and move on to our final topic of the day, and of course, that is the Penguin season 1 spoiler talk. Um, So, do you want? Let's go ahead and get into our thoughts before we get into spoilers. Tyler, go ahead and lead us on.
Well, I mean, I've been putting my thoughts on my page. You haven't really
Yeah,
talked about it at
yeah.
all.
I really haven't talked about it. It's so funny because I actually wanted to bring my wife down and have her give her thoughts on the show because we watched it together, and I did not expect her to like the show as much as she did. I did not expect that. She was literally on the edge of her seat after each episode, like I was, waiting for the next episode. Like every time it ended, she said, "Oh, that's it." Like when you go, "Oh, that's it," you want more. You just want to keep watching it. And I kind of wish I would have. I feel like this is such a bingeable show. Like after
Oh,
each
it is.
episode ends, you're anticipating the next episode. So my thoughts on it. Absolutely love this show. It's not a masterpiece, but it's damn sure really good though. Colin Farrell as Penguin. You can't even tell that's Colin Farrell underneath that makeup unless you actually know it's actually him.
Yeah.
He looks great. The bodysuit looks great. Um, the dynamic between him and I can't think of shit
Victor.
Victor. It's great. Like I said, I love when they first meet and then their relationship grows throughout the entire season. Um, with the daughter, what's her name?
Sophia.
Sophia. I don't even want to say it wrong, but okay, Sophia. Um, the actress who played her, I thought she was phenomenal. I throughout the entire show, you don't know what she's going to do. It's funny because the way she's portrayed in the show, when we first meet her or we see like the flashback episode, she's nothing like that. And even throughout the entire show, I felt like they kind of market her as something else than what she was. Um, but I thought she was great. Obviously, I love the way the show looks. The show looks fantastic. Um, and I want Sony to watch this show and take some notes
Please.
because this is how you do a villain movie / TV show.
Uh-huh.
This is how you do it. You don't need to make this guy have to be the good guy
Mm.
because he was not a good guy throughout this entire sequence. And yes, you could say we was rooting for him, but at the end of the day, he is a villain. He is a bad guy doing bad things to other bad people, but he's a bad guy at the end of the day. And he only really cares about himself and maybe his mother. Like really that's the only
Um,
people that he care about. Um But yeah, overall, I thought the show was amazing. I give it a 9.5 out of 10. I said can't give it a full 10 because there was certain parts where it was slow at certain points, but I also did love those moments too because when I was talking to my wife, she's like, it kind of feels like it kind of felt like a mob show, kind of felt like a Sopranos in Gotham. That's what it kind of felt like watching this show. So, absolutely loved it. This one my nitpick: the freak that they couldn't get John Turturro to come back as fucking.
Not that they didn't;
I
it's that
know
he didn't want to.
that's weird to me.
I don't know. I
Well,
don't know what that's
it
about.
is what it is. I guess that's my only little gripe. When I saw that, I said, "What's his name? Mark Strong? That's
Mark
his name,
Strong is
right?"
really good though.
Not saying he's not good, and and I guess you could say if him as a younger, because he was a younger version of him. Okay, that makes sense. But yeah, I was just confused. I'm like, why would they recast when John Turturro he wasn't available? That's why I thought he just wasn't available. But yeah, overall, I love the show. That's just a nitpick.
Um, the 2024 landscape for comic book projects this year, outside of Deadpool and Wolverine, will probably go down as the worst set of comic book projects we've ever gotten since 2012. Because 2012 we had Avengers and The Dark Knight Rises. I'm probably missing something. I don't know, but those are
Amazing Spider-Man.
yeah.
Oh,
That's
Amazing
fine.
Spider-Man 2.
No, the first one. 2002 was 2014.
Oh, you're right.
Um, so yeah, this is probably the worst set of comic book anything that we've gotten since then. Because other than Deadpool, Wolverine, we had fucking Madam Web, Agatha, Joker. I think that's it. Oh, we had Echo. Echo was okay.
Echo was this year.
Yeah, January.
Man, I feel like that was in December.
Yeah.
Damn,
We
that
had
was in January. Wow.
fucking Venom: The Last Dance.
Damn.
All this nonsense, and Deadpool and Echo are really the only two things that stand out. Thank everything fucking holy that this show exists, because if it didn't, just looking at that, it's like, oh my god. Um, this show, man, saw the trailers, was like, yes, I need that, absolutely. I've never seen The Sopranos. I know I need to, but funnily enough, I saw the prequel movie that came out in 2021, and actually I really liked it. Um,
It made you Saints in Newark.
yeah, it wasn't too bad. I know a lot of people didn't like it. Whatever. Um, I'm not like a big mob guy, and it's not like, oh, it's not my thing. It's just I haven't seen too many of them. Um, but I was like, oh yes, it looks just like the Batman, but and we're following a character that I love, so
Yeah.
let's go. What's there to be negative about? And then we started hearing about Sophia and what her character is going to be. I was like, ooh, that's cool. Like
Mm.
this mob, um, this mob daughter that's out of Arkham. That sounds fucking crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't end up watching this week to week, mainly because of my mom, because we stopped watching it, and then every time I asked her to watch, she's like, no, I don't want to watch it. So then that kind of pissed me off, and then I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna like. Normally, when I watch my shows, I watch them on my phone when I'm outside. But I was like, I don't want to do that for this show. I want to sit down and watch it properly. And this is the first show in a long while that I did not watch a single episode on my phone. I watched every single episode right there on that TV. Um, which the only other show I can say I did that for was like The Last of Us last year. Um, so that tells you when something is good.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Another HBO show.
yeah. Um, this show, man, it Alex is right. It is a very bingeable show because I binged episodes 4 to 8 yesterday. Technically three because I started at 11 o'clock on Monday, and then I finished it Tuesday morning. But um, Yeah, it's a very bingeable show, and it's fantastic. Really, my only issues with the show was the pacing. Sometimes that was literally it. Literally, that's my only issue. The writing to me is fucking flawless.
Hmm.
The acting across the board is absolutely outstanding,
Yes.
and to me, the acting is the best thing in the show because even when the show is slow, I'm so invested in these characters,
Hmm.
and because of that, that's what makes the show really hinges on the acting and the characters to me, and both are flawless to me. You
Yeah.
know, um, a lot of people are asking, well, why do we need a show about the penguin? Because we don't really need one. It's like, well, did we really need this show? No, but now well, we'll talk about this in a bit. Now we're at the point with the Penguin where when he shows up in the Batman 2, this is not the Penguin from the end of the Batman. This is
Hmm.
a whole different character now.
Right. Right.
Who, like, when he's gonna show up, like, think about this. We didn't have this show. Let's just say he showed up in the Batman Part 2 after the Batman Part 1. And he shows up. We would probably be expecting a scene along the lines of when he was interrogated, cracking jokes.
Right. Right.
Now, when he shows up in the Batman Part 2, we're like, oh shit, he's gonna fuck somebody up. He is like he's comic penguin now.
Hmm.
Jumping ahead, but like he's got the top hat, he's got the cane, he's got the tuxedo. Like, yo, he has transformed into the penguin. Like
Right.
that's awesome to me. That's what this show did. It turned him into that villain character. He was this character that he was kind of just roaming around. He had his hand in the crime thing, sure, but he wasn't really a villain. He was kind of just, he was kind of just vibing. After the events of this show, he's not vibing. He is
About business.
crime boss. He's gonna
Stand on
fuck you
business.
up. And I love that. That's what this show accomplished. I don't want to hear from people, oh, this show was worthless. No, it wasn't.
No.
No, it wasn't.
It the one thing the show did was, for one, expand Gotham, expand the world in Batman, in Gotham City. Like the fact that we got to see places like Crown Point, we got to see we got to see the aftermath of the Batman,
Yeah,
because we could have not got the show and went to the Batman 2 and everything be fixed up. Everything looked like it never happened.
exactly.
But we got to see, we even got this. I'm getting ahead of it. So we got to see a flashback of those moments with these characters dealing with the flooding of the city.
And we also, we got expansion on Arkham.
Yes.
We've always thought, oh, well, Arkham is just a place for crazy people. No, it's not just a place for crazy people.
Hmm.
You step in there, you will get fucked up.
Yeah.
You could be the nicest person, which Sophia was. She was not this crime boss. She
Yeah.
was a lady doing
Yeah.
just regular things.
Yeah, and that's why I said, like, they kind of, when you watch the trailer and you watch that episode, it's kind of like they was portraying her as something she wasn't. The way, at least the marketing was portraying her to be this crazy person, which I still believe. Even though throughout the show she was doing some crazy things, I still don't think she's insane. She's not insane. I
Are
don't.
you sure about that?
I don't. We'll get to those episodes, which we'll talk about those scenes when we get there.
But in a nutshell, I really liked the show. I thought it was very well done. It was a nice little, like, here, you chew on that for a little bit until 2026. Which I can't believe we gotta wait 2 years.
Which feels so fucking far.
Yeah.
It's okay. GTA 5 comes out. The GTA 6 come out. That will leave me. That will keep us in line. Which we still have to probably wait like 8 months for that next year. Next year, anyway.
So I don't really want to go episode by episode because I don't remember them specifically. So what I
Right.
wanted to do is kind of talk about the individual characters, and that'll
Yes.
kind of lead us into the episodes.
That's the best way to do it.
But the first episode I do remember because the first episode I think I watched it twice. So the first episode it picks up like what was it, like 2 weeks after the Batman,
Yeah,
something
like 2 or
like that.
3 weeks, something like that.
And we right off the bat we see the scene from the Batman where Penguin's kind of looking out the window.
Mm-hmm.
After the aftermath, he's like, oh shit, like what's about to happen. So then we get the scene where we see God, what's her brother's name? I'm so
Alberto.
confused. Alberto Falcone. He's trying to like make a run for it and everything. And Penguin, he immediately knew, what he was doing.
Mm-hmm.
So he kills him, which I don't think that was his intent because of the way he reacts.
No, I say yes and no. I mean, we find out that he uses that as a plan later of
Yeah.
to join with Salvatore Moroni. Um, but I don't know. Like, is that's the one thing I kind of love about this character. He's so unpredictable.
Oh yeah, he's
You
he's
don't really
definitely
know what he's going to do. Like, we all knew he was going to kill him, but like they were having just a normal conversation. They felt like they were just talking, like like they have been talking. But we all kind of knew that yeah, he's gonna pull the trigger because for one, I knew he wasn't in the show. Like I knew Alberto wasn't in the show, so I figured he wouldn't make it. But yeah,
um and I thought this was a great opening scene because it really lays down the groundwork for this show. It shows what triggers Penguin. Penguin is honestly the most chill dude ever. The minute you start disrespecting him, it's a wrap.
yeah, for sure.
It's a wrap. He literally will flip that switch so fast, and it reminded me kind of Kingpin. But Kingpin, he's not as easygoing to me.
Hmm.
He's only really easygoing with Vanessa.
Right,
But like Penguin to me is a little bit more human, but he still has that ability that Kingpin has, to where he will flip that switch and fuck you up,
right.
and I love that. You know, but Oz, man, which I don't know why he's called Oz.
I mean, it's short for Oswald. I mean, so
But his
Oswald.
last name isn't Gobblepot. It's Cobb.
It's not. That's the one thing I found strange is that his last name is not Cobblepot.
But
Which unless
it's
he's going to change it, unless he changes it,
maybe
and unless he
because
changes it,
the reason I say that, it's not because I have an issue with it. It's because I have the Funko Pop right here,
and
literally, and it
it says
says
Oswald
Oswald
Cobb.
Cobblepot.
It doesn't say Oswald Cobb,
No, it says
and,
Cobblepot.
and that's from the Batman.
Yeah,
They
that's
fucked up.
why
They fucked that up.
I was looking
They fucked that
today.
up.
I went to go grab. I said, wait a minute.
They fucked up. They
I don't
fucked
know.
up.
I don't know what that's about. Maybe they just retconned it. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe they just put Oswald Cobblepot on the box so people would know it's the Penguin.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know.
I can
I
see
don't know.
that. They could have just called him Oz. Call
It
me Oz.
wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't an issue for me until I saw the Funko Pop. I was like, wait a minute. But yeah, man. Colin Farrell, man. He's continuing to prove why I was a fucking idiot for why when they first announced him as the Penguin, I was like, that's a terrible idea. Why would they do that? He's so good.
Yes,
He
he
is.
is. Yes, he is.
The one thing I will agree with people is that some people were like, the makeup is like more noticeable here than it is in the Batman, and it's like,
Yeah.
well, for one, it is. It's still not bad. Number one,
But also, he's the main character.
yeah, he's in
on
it the whole
screen.
time.
He's on screen the whole time. So of course,
That's the thing. Like, he's in 2 scenes in the Batman. So
we're like 3.
which he came out and said that he's in like 6 or 8 for the Batman Part 2.
Okay, so he's more present in that, which makes sense. Look, watching this show now.
But yeah, he is so good, and he has so many layers too. And something about this show, I'm definitely gonna jump around here, is that we get to fuck, what episode was it? It was either episode 3 or 4, the episode where it ended with Victor coming back and killing those dudes and then saving him. When they revealed that he had killed Alberto to Sophia.
Yeah.
From there on, I kind of like how he starts in the show. He's not, wealthy. He's not
Right.
like balling. He's not like Carmine Falcone was.
Right.
He's stable enough. I don't know how he's stable enough, but he has that fucking car that he does.
Yeah.
But
and you did see what kind of car he has at the end of the fucking show.
yeah. I don't know how he has that, but whatever. He's stable enough to where he can provide for himself, and he does what he has to do. I like that he he doesn't really lose it, but he has to abandon it because of what happens
Yeah.
with the
It gets
drugs.
it gets damaged anyway because Victor like rams
Well,
it
no,
into
not the.
somebody.
I just mean like the car, but also his house because he can't stay
Oh
in the
yeah,
house.
yeah. He has to leave. He
He
has to leave the entire area.
Yeah, so he loses everything he has, but then when they get to Crown Point and they find all the drugs and all that, he rebuilds himself like
Right.
properly. I fucking absolutely love that. I
Yeah.
love that. Is it cliche like, oh yeah, he lost everything and rebuilt? Sure, but it's character death and it
Well,
works.
that no. Also, another thing why I love it too is that he did it by his own doing. Like
Hmm.
it wasn't that it was taken away from him. He caused it to be taken away from him because of his choices, because of what he chose to do. And it goes back to him making deals with people and going behind people's backs, which that's why I love this character because he's so unpredictable. You don't know what he's thinking and what his true end game or goal is. Because when he walks in and talks to Salvatore Moroni, who is played by Clancy Brown, who also plays Mr.
Mr.
Krabs, who
Krabs,
also plays so many other characters. For one, in
the
a
dude in John
lot,
Wick.
he plays it. Yeah, he's in John Wick. He's in Thor Ragnarok. He's in so many different characters. He's so many different characters. It's funny. The first thing I ever saw him in was Pet Cemetery 2. He's the sheriff, and he's insane in that movie. If you guys have not seen Pet Cemetery 2, watch it for Clancy Brown. Just watch it for him. If I ever meet him,
Not John Connor.
no. I'm sorry, Edward Furlong. I love you, bro, but Clancy Brown is the star of that movie. He is. I don't care what nobody say. If I ever meet him in person, I will be praising him for that movie, and he
Probably
probably
gonna
will be
be
like, he'd be
yeah.
like, what? I don't
Yeah, he's
care.
gonna be like, "Why are you bringing that shit up?" He's gonna be
Right,
like, "You bringing up Harrison, Star Wars to Harrison Ford." He's gonna fucking choke
right,
you.
right. But
Um, yeah, he's so good. He had a Penguin. He's so good. He has so many layers, man, and I love him. You could throw every complaint you want at the wall. It's gonna go in one ear and not the other, bro. I don't feel the same way. That's just the way it is. You know, um, Victor, man. I forgot the actor. I know he's in Runaways. Alex in Runaways. That's his name. Um,
I know you look familiar.
he's good in that show, and he's very good in this show. He's his character. At first, I was worried. I was like, how long can we really do this? And I
Yeah,
was a little worried when he leaves him in episode 3, which that fucking scene is so good in the bathroom. When
mm-hmm.
he's holding the gun up to his head, he's like, "Oh, is this what it feels like? Is this what it feels
Yeah,
like working for me?" It's fucking fantastic. Um, I was a little worried when he left him and then came back. I was like, "Oh, are we gonna do the thing where he treats him like shit, leaves, and then comes back?" Luckily, they only do that once, you know. But he's so good because he knows what he's doing is wrong, but at a point, it goes from I'm doing these wrong things, so I want to prove myself to survive.
yeah,
And I like, even though the moment in episode 7 is kind of painted to where it's like it's this tragic thing for him when he shoots Squid. I was like, let's fucking go. He fucking
yeah,
shot him, bro.
yeah. I love his reaction when he does it because clearly he's never shot anybody before.
Hmm.
But the fact that he did it and he was like, well, he didn't want it to leave in this way. He tried to not get him killed because he knew if he took him to Penguin, most likely he was going to die. He wasn't going to walk out of
I
there.
don't know how the fuck he shot him so quick and 2 so efficiently, bro.
Yeah,
My man's turned around and John Wick styled his ass. I was like,
but
damn.
yeah, I agree with everything you said. I love the Vic character. Obviously, the way the season ends, I was kind of upset, even though looking back on it and sleeping on it, we definitely saw it coming.
I definitely figured it was
Um,
gonna happen.
but I like the Vic character, man, because even funny when he showed up, obviously he came into the show by trying to steal Penguin's rims, and Penguin kind of just took him hostage because he was bringing out a dead body and he was there present. So you tried to do this to me, I'm going to make you help me, and now I have something on you. Um, but the fact that Vic stayed next to him, even though he had the ability to leave, I believe he could have left and not come back, but he chose to come back. because it was in his heart that he like, I got to help this guy out. I got to. Thank God he came at the right moment, because I feel like Penguin probably would have
He
died
was
in that moment.
so done.
He would have been DUD if Vic did not show up and save his ass. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I love their character dynamic between Vic and Penguin. Like I said, it's like a mentoree ship dynamic, but you know, at the end of the day, I think Penguin really did care for him. That's why he ended up doing what he did, because he knows if you care for someone, you're weak at the end of the day, which he does say that too. Um, so yeah, I think one of my favorite episodes, or at least part of the episodes, is his flashback where we see the flooding through his point of view.
That was nuts.
And
I
you said
was
you
not
got spoiled. You got spoiled from that, right? But you
well.
didn't know which character it was.
I knew it was from his POV, but I didn't know what the moment was. I just knew
Okay.
somebody was like, "Oh yeah, it was cool that we saw the flood from somebody else's POV."
Okay.
I didn't know what happened. So
Yeah.
when they showed his parents' building get fucking obliterated, I was
Basically,
like,
he lost his entire
"Oh
family. Yeah.
wow,
Yeah. That's why
that
he's on the street.
was crazy. That
Yeah.
that was rough, man."
Yeah.
The comedy in this show, there's actually a lot of comedy in this show, and I think it's very well done.
Yes.
It's very in the vein of the Batman, where it's subtle,
Mm-hmm.
but it's funny. There's a lot of funny. I wish I could remember some right now, but there were a couple moments of like dark humor where I was like, it's like okay, sure. Um, Carmine Falcone, man. I kind of wish we had more of him.
Yeah.
I wish episode 4 was only Sophia and Falcone. You know, or Carmine Falcone, and her and Oz too. I thought that was neat seeing
Yeah.
them together. But yeah, Carmine Falcone, this dude is fucking out of his mind.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was remembering this morning, I was like, so they're insinuating that he killed Sophia's mother.
Yeah. I believe he did.
Which makes, well, it was like, okay, fine. But then I was sitting there thinking about the Batman. I was like, wait a minute, he killed fucking Catwoman's mother too.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I was like, yo, what the fuck?
Yeah. Yeah. Which makes it more kind of sentimental at the end. Like I'm going way ahead of ourselves when Sophia's in Arkham and she gets a letter from Selena Kyle.
Because that's what I was thinking about. I was like, why would she write? Other than the fact that they were siblings, I was like, why would she write to her? I was like, oh yeah, they do have that in common. But I don't know if they ever put it out in the public that he killed her.
No, I don't think so.
Which I mean, at this point, if she said that, they'd be like, "Bro, what are you talking about?"
Yeah, they would think she's already.
Well, no,
insane.
Because if Selena came out and said that Carmine killed her mother, then it would add up, you know.
Which Selena probably wouldn't do that, but she wouldn't go out and say anything like that.
Yeah. Which I don't know. Cat burglar. I don't know where that leaves Catwoman for part 2 because now she's in ties with, you know, Sophia. And I mean, we don't know what Sophia's placement in the family is right now because I think all those mob people, they died, right? That they were trying to take over the.
Yeah, you see, as Penguin is driving with Sophia, you see the heads of the family, they all die. Yeah. So my guess, someone else is going to take their place that's working with Oz. So now Oz is clearly the Carmine Falcone, and now let's say I'm the head of family. You kill me, so now you're now the head of that family. That's basically what the next up are now the heads now, which I kind of like that. It felt like The Godfather. It felt like I was watching The Godfather.
Yeah, we don't know what Sophia's gonna be doing. We don't even know if she's gonna be in the Batman Part 2.
I was reading the story saying that she's going to be involved, which I don't know how, but they said she's going to be
involved. I don't know either. You know, we don't know what they're doing. You know, they showed, somebody pointed it out, and I didn't really believe it, and I saw multiple people pointing it out. I was like, just maybe. The scene in episode, I think 7 or 8, where Penguin goes to the courthouse, and he's sitting in the, I don't know what the fuck it's called, wherever the judge sits. The curtains, they look like capes. And somebody was like, the cloaks, they look like cloaks. They're in a court, the Court of Owls. Like,
I think they reach. I think they're reaching a little
I don't
bit, but
know.
I mean, I would love to see them do the Court of
What
Owls
the reason
in the Batman
the
because
only
I
reason
feel like this is the best place to do it.
the only reason I'm bringing it up is because it was rumored a while ago that the Court of Owls would be the villains for the
I,
Batman Part Two.
I would be for that, but
Yeah,
I thought in that scene they were leading that he was going to run for mayor.
yeah, me too.
That's what
I
I
was
thought too.
like,
Okay, now he's going to run because he wants to actually have some power. To have power,
I mean,
being the
for all we
mayor,
know, that could still be the next progression for him.
right?
Which that would be a nice subplot for him to be in the Batman Part Two without being the main villain. Because
Mm,
truthfully, I don't think he should be a main villain in the Batman.
no.
Because it is rumored that they want to do a season 2 for Penguin, which I'm fine
Mm,
with, more than fine with that. Because some people are probably going to be like, "Oh, well, how do you take all this stuff that was set up in the show and put it into the movies?" You don't.
right. You make him a side character, but you don't make him the main focus. Like
He
he still
doesn't
has
need
this
to be
stuff.
the main villain.
Yeah, he doesn't need to be the main villain. He can be a like he could be like how he was in the Batman,
The
where
Penguin has never worked as a main villain. He is
right.
not one
I
of those
agree.
villains that's a main villain. He is
I agree.
a side villain, which is fine. There's nothing
Right.
wrong with that.
I agree.
So if they want to do a season 2, I'm more than happy to put them to do a season 2.
For sure.
Showing him, the whole show is really just him moving all these chess pieces throughout Gotham. I
Hmm.
fucking love that.
Yeah, I
That
agree.
he's moving these pieces. Oh shit! One scenario fucks up. Oh, let me take and fuck with this piece real quick.
Hmm.
Oh,
Yep.
the drug deal got fucked up. Let me just kidnap Maroni's kid, which oh man, I absolutely loved when when Salvatore Maroni got out. First of all, Salvatore Maroni was in the show way more than I thought he was in.
I did. I thought so as well. I thought he was only gonna be. I thought he was only gonna see him that one time when he went to go when he went to go see him the first time, and I thought that was the only time he was in it. So I'm like, Clancy Brown. He does a lot of TV, but usually he's only in for like one episode. Because when I watched, he also shows up in Gen V, which is like a spinoff to The Boys. He's also in that show as well, but he's only in like one episode. So like I was thinking like, okay, he's only here for one shot. He's not gonna be in multiple episodes. But when he comes back again, I'm like, damn, they got him back. Like, wow.
When he kills his wife and his kid.
Yeah, burns him alive.
And Salvatore, this is one of the moments of humor when Salvatore Maroni calls him and he goes, "Oh, when I find you, I'm gonna fucking cook you." And he says, "Cook, huh? You should call your wife and see if she answers the phone. Leave her a message." I was like, "Oh my god!" I was like, I love it, man." And the other thing that was crazy too, when Sal dies,
Yeah,
I was like,
he has a heart attack at that.
yeah, I was like, holy shit, Salvatore Maroni and Carmine Falcone are both dead.
Yeah,
That's fucking crazy because you look at the Dark Knight trilogy; those were two characters. They were alive the whole time, and you saw how crime was.
Mm-hmm.
So just imagine when they're both dead.
Right.
Like in a way, that's kind of a positive.
Yeah. But then it also leads for other crime families to come in and
Black Mask, baby.
Like the Court of Owls to come in as well and take over the fucking city. So I mean,
think, truthfully, I don't know if this is where they would go. I think them doing Black Mask and Court of Owls in the same movie would be perfect.
Yeah, I agree.
I think that would be beyond perfect. The other one I was thinking about was Two-Face. I know.
I feel like we need to get Harvey Dent. Now, I want them to, and I know this is a long shot, but I want them to take the animated series route where they know each other. So when they're actually friends, because in The Dark Knight, he technically doesn't like Harvey Dent. Like, he doesn't like Harvey Dent. He technically doesn't like him. Obviously, he's dating Rachel, but he doesn't like Harvey Dent.
He literally stole all the dancers away from that show just to prevent him from going on a date with Rachel.
Right.
Obviously, that wasn't the only reason, but that was
a straight petty move.
He was like, maybe, just maybe.
Right. But yeah, I actually want them to go in that storyline where they're friends, like they know each other. And he's helping him. I think he was running for mayor also I don't know if he was running for mayor or he was running for DA in the animated series. It was either one of the two where he was trying to do something and Bruce was helping him.
He's running for mayor in the 89 movie.
Okay. Maybe I'm thinking about he was running for DA,
It's,
but
yeah, it's Billy D. Williams plays him in Batman.
right, right,
Walty.
uh, right. But I would love for them to go in that direction for the Batman if they ever do it. If they ever do Two Face.
They need to put the emphasis on the coin. When he flips the coin,
Yeah, and
I need that.
I feel like I feel like in this universe they will do that. Um, because like even in the Dark Knight, I think they did that stuff well. But I think in this one, give us the Two Face that has
Harv. I need
yeah,
that
yes, the
guy.
big bad Harv. Give
Yeah,
me that. I want that. That would I think that would be so. It's crazy that the Two Face episode in the anime series is still one of the best.
it's good.
It's one of the
It's really
best
good.
animated episodes ever. It's been
It's
one of the
good.
best shows.
Uh,
But yes, getting back to this, but let's go ahead and move on to Sophia, bro. Let's go ahead and talk about
yeah.
Sophia. You talking about an interesting character. She is when she's on screen, you can't take your eyes off of her. Not saying she does look good as well, but
Yo, she is. I texted John yesterday. She is fucking jacked, bro.
yeah, for sure.
I
Yeah.
was, like she first shows up and she's got like her furs on and stuff like that. When you see the later scenes when she's wearing her dresses with like no back and no sleeves, it's like holy shit. And her she's brolic as fuck. I was like, wow.
Mm-hmm.
Just like I
Yeah.
don't know why she's so big, but she is.
And she had and it's the eyes. That's what it is. She has very intriguing eyes.
Yo,
You don't really like, and she's another character. You don't really know what she's thinking. What's her Well, we kind of know what her motive is, but like it's kind of very unpredictable. Because it's funny though. Like one of my favorite moments in the episodes where she brings everyone in and saying we're not going to be the Falcons anymore. We're going to be the Gigantes. That's what they call themselves,
I think so.
Gigantes. And you got the other guy that was the head of the family, like, hey, we're not gonna do this. And we already knew he was going to be dead, but the fact that she
He
literally just pick
lasted
up,
way longer than I
yes,
thought he was going to in
yes.
the show.
I literally thought she was gonna leave him in that place to freeze to death. But the fact that he comes back, I'm like, wow,
Yeah,
she let him live, and then just shoots him in front of everybody. I'm like, that's the unpredictability that I kind of like that these characters have. Um, like at the end of the day, they want to do good, but they know they have to do terrible things to show that they have to be, they have to do terrible things to show they have some power. And Sophia is basically the testament of that, where she tries to be good, but she knows she has to do some of these terrible things to have power. And it's so funny because I love the moment where I forgot who it was. I think it was Oz's mom telling her, like, you think because you change your name you're going to change anything? Like, no, you're the same. You're doing the exact same thing. Just because you change your name doesn't mean squat. And I kind of love she realized that when she's like, I'm doing the exact same thing my father would be doing. But I loved all those dynamics. And just like what you said earlier, the one thing about the show, it's about the characters, it's about the writing, it's about the dialogue. This show has action, but this is not an action heavy
not at
series.
all.
It's not based off that. This is based off the dialogue between the characters, and these characters are very interesting. Their backstory is very interesting. The whole episode with Sophia being in Arkham, being wrongly accused for killing these women, being labeled as something that she's not. The episode when she's actually in there, the part when she's in there and that one crazy lady that repeats herself 3 times is after her. Man, that shit was insane.
She was creepy, man.
Yes.
She made Harley Quinn look sane.
Yeah,
So I
for
was like,
sure.
dang.
Yeah.
Which I'm glad that when she was in Arkham, they didn't do the thing of, oh, it's Arkham, so that means the other Batman villains must be here, right?
Yeah, yeah.
This was the fucking CW. There would be like 8 different cells. One would have a question mark. The other one would have like a cat logo on
Yeah,
it.
I was waiting on one character. I was just waiting on Harley to be there. I was just waiting for them to say that. Thank God they didn't do that
I expected them to have the Joker in there because
with the
I
women.
feel, no, just I mean I don't know. I don't know what kind of shit they're doing over there.
Because I figured they do the same thing like most persons do. They separate the women and the males. They not together. That's why in most of the episodes you've never seen any males besides the doctor.
um he was a weirdo, a
Yes.
doctor.
I recognize him from something as well. I just couldn't put my finger. I don't know what he's from, but I recognize him from something.
This show is probably gonna get snubbed for Emmys because it's a
Yes.
superhero show. If anyone should be earning anything. It's Kristen Milioti. I probably butchered her name.
That's who plays
Sophia,
Sophia.
yeah, man.
Yeah, she's
She's
fantastic in that show.
absolutely
She
outstanding.
is.
I only knew her as the mom from How I Met Your Mother. No, I know her
Yeah,
now as
it's
Sophia.
so funny now that I've seen the show and I feel like it's the algorithm. I'm seeing clips from that show and I'm like, oh, so she was in something else. I just didn't know who she was.
Yeah.
I keep seeing clips from that she's in. I keep seeing clips from her.
She is absolutely outstanding. I texted John. I was like, "Yo, she's like Cruella Deville times 3."
Yes.
Just fucking a woman killing puppies. She's 3 times as bad as that.
Yeah.
Like, she's fucking insane. Like the and something I love too is they show how bad Oz really is of a person. Jump into the finale, that scene where she's basically like, listen, just tell your mother what you did, even though I know what you did and she
Right.
knows what you did. Just openly admit it and we can be done with this. And he sits there in denial while knowing.
Hey, what he did.
And it got to the point where even she, of all people, was surprised at what he did.
Yeah, that he didn't admit it. That he didn't admit it.
She was like, you were going to let me do it. She said, you were going to let me do it, weren't you? And it just puts you into perspective, like, wow, he's really a piece of shit.
Mm-hmm.
He is. That's why you were saying, like, oh yeah, he cares about his mother. It's like,
that's why I said
he does, but
I said to an extent, because technically it's so funny because should we just talk about that episode? Because me and my wife was watching and I'm not gonna lie, the casting for the younger versions of these characters.
Oh yeah, the kid playing.
Oh man, the accent was spot on. Oh, I was like, me and my wife were just looking at each other like, man, they nailed it. They nailed it. They nailed the younger version of Oz because he's doing a really good job. But we find out that he was always kind of obsessed with his mom. He always wanted to be around his mom. And we find out he has 2 other brothers that were, I guess, he was
murdered. They were murdered.
I was just talking about before that, but they were kind of like normal, and he was the one that kind of like he had a disability. But they go out one day, they go to these tunnels, and they're playing, I guess, hide and seek. Yeah, they're playing hide and seek or whatever. And they go down this tunnel, and Oz, he almost falls going down. So he just say, "F this, y'all know it's hard for me to do this," and locks them in there. Mind you, it's pouring outside, and they're in a sewer. Usually what that happens is the sewers are going to flood. And that's basically what happened. He literally locks his brothers in and they drown to death and goes home and lies to his mother and say, oh, they went to the movies.
They went to go see Beetlejuice.
They went to the movies. They went to the movies and then they never came back. And he literally, I remember he looked outside a couple times, was like, yeah, they're not back. They're not back. And you just literally hear them screaming, help, help, help. And I'm like, me and my wife looked at each other like, he killed his brothers. That's some foul shit.
It's interesting because the way they painted at first is, oh, he just did it because he's a needy little bastard. No, but the thing is that
he did it because he's evil. He's easy.
Well, no, he's evil, but also his mom says something and it kind of clicked with me. I was like, oh shit. So when Sophia kidnaps her and she tells Sophia, like, oh, I think it's when she has one of her episodes and she flips the switch that she was like, oh, I had enough to provide for all 3 of us, not just one. I was able to do it. And I was like, oh shit, did he fucking kill his siblings because he thought that they were, poor or something, and that wasn't the life that they deserved? Like that's what I was thinking anyway when she said that. I was like, oh fuck, like that's crazy.
Yeah, I think as I was watching the show, as I was watching that episode, seeing that scene when he does lock his brothers in the sewer, I figured he wanted his mom all to himself.
That too.
He wanted his mom all to himself. It didn't matter about how poor they were. I don't think it really mattered about them not having enough. I just think he just wanted to be him and her. That's what he wanted to do. That's why I kind of say, okay, he does really care about his mom, but at the end of the day, you killed your brothers. That that shows that you technically don't care if you're willing just to kill your own siblings, you know.
Yeah.
Um, and the fact that she knows, and we get that scene where I guess one of the gangsters that's on the block comes in and she confines him like, I know what he did. He killed them. Why would he take them away from me? And she almost she get technically gets him killed. She technically almost got him killed. Um, but she kind of flipped the switch because of everything he was saying. Like, okay, I'm gonna provide for you. I'm gonna get everything you want. I know you. I know everything about you. You know, I care about you. Which I did like that scene as well. Because, like I said, that kid actor kind of nailed that performance. You know, as a young Oswald Cobblepot, he kind of nailed it. Um, but to me, I think that's some of my favorite moments in the show is that dynamic between Oz and his mom. Because at the end of in
His
that
mom is
same
fantastic, man.
yeah in that same scene where she kind of goes off on him saying you're a waste of space, blah blah. She has a stroke and she literally just she technically dies. Like at that point, she's dead.
I kind of wish they would have just had her die versus become a vegetable.
I mean, to me, that's even worse because she can't do anything about it. I think she's still there because you get
Yeah,
the moment when
she
Oz is
cries.
in. Yes, you see the tear come down her face, and she's kind of like stuck. She's stuck. There's nothing she could do about it, and it's heart wrenching that he's willing to keep her alive because of that. When technically, like he can't let her go. He can't.
What that made me think of Mr. Freeze.
Yeah, with his wife. Yeah,
It's like, oh, he's like Mr. Freeze now. Um, the I really like a lot of the moments with the characters and his mom, both him and Victor. Like those
yeah.
moments, those are some nice moments. That, funnily enough, the scene, the final scene when the power comes on there in Crown Point, and
Mm-hmm.
they're dancing. I was sitting in my fucking chair. I was like, oh my gosh, she's gonna die. She's gonna die. She's gonna die. Because I was fully expecting like Sophia to be outside that window, ready to
Yeah,
fucking
just
obliterate this
yeah.
girl.
I thought, well, it's funny because in the scene we get Sophia standing there watching them dance. I'm
Yeah,
like, she's not going to kill her because she needs her to lure
that's what I
Oz.
was thinking too. But
Like
the
she
thing
needs her.
is,
She
I
can't just
feel
kill her.
at that point Sophia was so far gone.
Yeah,
I was
she
like,
was though.
no, she
Yeah,
is.
yeah,
I was like, there's nothing this girl ain't about to do right now. And then like they're just dancing, and every time she would kind of get away from him, I was like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, it's about to happen, oh my god. I'm glad they did it. If they had like obliterated that woman, I I would have been a wreck. I would have been a fucking wreck if I had to see that shit. But that's the thing that the show does so well. You know, that me sitting there reacting that way, it's like, yeah, I'm invested. You know.
yeah, for sure, for sure.
Um, what else? What else? What else? What else? There was something else I had wanted to talk. Okay, so we can talk about the end of the show, and then kind of we'll see if we have anything. So he kills Victor at the end, which truthfully I expected him to shoot him in the head. That's what I was expecting.
Yeah,
And with his morals, it was gonna be, well, I didn't kill him, the bullet killed him. And obviously it sounds stupid, but his morals are really stupid.
mm-hmm,
Not in the way of they're stupid, but more of like he has a code, he sticks to it, but
mm-hmm.
it's kind of dumb. Um, so when he choked him out like that, was like, oh, damn.
Yeah, it's funny because I thought he was gonna like choke him and then just let him go. Like, get out of here. I can't. You can't be involved. You
Oh
can't.
no,
You gotta go.
no, I was not.
And he just kept going. And me and Steph looked at each other like he killed him, man. Like he killed Vic after everything he's been through. Helped him out in the end. Basically, he helped him get to the top.
See, but I
And he
figured
just
that was gonna
took him out.
happen because truthfully, I didn't think he was gonna kill him for that reason. I thought when his mom went into that coma or had the stroke that he was gonna put the blame on him and say, "Oh, if you
Mm,
were paying attention, Sophia would never gotten into the house
mm-hmm,
and kidnapped you guys or kidnapped her." That's what I thought was gonna happen. As soon
mm-hmm.
as that happened, I said, "Oh, this kid is so done." Um, but I mean that was a great scene, and
Yeah,
they
yeah.
did what they needed to do
I mean,
because
the fact that he once he said that. I mean, I love that he got a stutter. I don't know if we talked about that. He has a stutter, which I do like that. At first, I'm like, oh, I don't know if I want to deal with him stuttering the whole time, but it grew on me, and I understood, what he was saying, and I understood that, he has a disability, kind of
I
like Oz. He's kind of like Oz, where he has a limp and he has a
I
stutter.
I like that they use it well. So when he's afraid, it takes a while, and then I like when it's an intense scene and he's stuttering, and whatever character is with him is like, "Yo, spit it the fuck out!" Like, come
Right,
on.
right, right.
Um, I really like that.
But the fact that he says that we're family, that was it. That was it. That was it.
That word.
Because he knows, like, if we're family, that means we have to care for one another. And if I care about you, you're a weakness. You can be used to make me weak. Um,
Yeah, this dude Oz, man, he's got something fucked up in his head because the girl that he's going out with is
kind of
basically,
kind of looks like his mom.
which is on purpose.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm convinced she is like basically getting paid to be his mom in this weird fucking way. I saw that. I was like, yo, this dude is fucked in the head.
Yeah, yeah. At
You
first,
know,
I thought it was a vision. I
no,
thought I thought it was something he was envisioning, but I remember, oh yeah, this is the girl that he was talking to in the show earlier. That kind of gave him up. They gave him up to Sophia,
they
which is
give him up.
how they got kidnapped. But
Which in that scene, which was a fucking fantastic scene
yeah,
where her and Sophia, that was brilliant.
yeah, tense
Um,
too, very tense.
the when she tells her where they were at, and she says, "Oh, like let's keep it between us," and she goes, "Oh yeah, it'll stay between us." I thought she was done.
Yeah, I thought she was gonna kill her.
If
Yep,
she would
same.
have killed her after saying that, I would have been like, "Bro,
Mhm.
that is some of the coldest shit I've ever seen." I really wish they would have done that. Truth
Yeah,
be
for
told,
sure,
because
for
that
sure.
character doesn't really factor into anything after that.
No, because now at this, she just a stand-in at this point. Um, and like I said, I thought that scene was just so weird at the end where they're dancing and stuff like that. He's like, just tell me you're proud of me. Tell me,
He's fucked
tell
in
me
the
you love
head.
me. Tell me, all this stuff. Because technically his mom can't do that now, but he knows now how she feels, which is weird because he's like, oh, you did something to my mom. I was like, no, this is how she feels, and you just have to accept that
Yeah.
she doesn't. She hates you for what you did. Um, but of course, we have to talk about the final shot of the show, which we all kind of figured it was. Which I'm not even gonna lie, I thought it was gonna be more than just a spotlight. I thought he was actually gonna show up because he wasn't in the show the entire time. Of course, we're talking about Batman himself.
Which I listen. I understand you didn't want him in the show. Fine. I'm not mad that he's not in the show. I just find it more hilarious that he's not in this show
Yeah,
because
yeah.
there are several things that happen in this show. It's like,
A whole street it blows
sir,
up.
like,
A whole
sir,
intersection explodes.
this bro, a whole neighborhood blows up. This man is over here. Like, bro, what are you doing, man?
Yo, the one thing I like to say is that I was telling my coworker, I'm like, did you watch the movie The Batman? Right now, all that stuff he been through in that movie, he's taking a freaking break. He's like, I am. He. It's funny because I like to think, the last shot when he sees Selena Kyle go into the mist and he looks
Yeah.
up. I would like to think he turned around. He said, "Nope, I'm following Selena just for a moment. I need to
Bro,
follow her and see what she's doing
I
because
told
I'm
John,
tired, bro."
I told John, I said, yo, if Batman found out what Sophia did to her family, he would have said, nope, I'm good. She could rock. I'm not dealing with that. Bro, this woman gassed her whole family,
Yeah,
other than that little girl.
yeah,
I saw that. I said, yo, what the fuck? This bitch is out of her mind, bro.
yeah.
That's why you said, oh, she's not crazy. Bro, she is fucking crazy.
See, but in that moment, I wouldn't say her actions were justified, but they kind of were
Yeah,
because
it
because
made
her
sense.
because she felt betrayed.
Yeah.
So that's why I don't really consider her insane because I do believe she know what she did was wrong, but she was doing it because to her family, she her family was dead to her already after what they did to her. Like I said, they for one, she was accused of murder and no one stood by her. They let her rot in Arkham as long as she did, letting everyone to believe that she killed all these women when at fact it was her father that killed all these women. And then when she finds out all this, it's like, okay, I know what happened and you guys did nothing. So you know what I'm going to do? You guys are DUD. You guys are done. Like, no. Like and that's why I say I don't believe she's insane, because there's certain moments of clarity where she realized, like, okay, I just need to get the hell out of here. Like, she was going to leave. She was about to leave Gotham. But of course the tables would turn. I did love that scene. You just see Oz's face was like, do you really think you about to get out of here? And then obviously, the whole shootout happened, and it's a double cross. Double cross. But yeah, yeah, this show is great. And when it comes out on 4K, I am buying it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. This is a day zero. Um,
It made me want to watch the Batman. I'm watching the show, and I think had to be like episode 7. It was definitely before the finale. No, it was after. No, because I watched it on Thursday. No, I watched it on Wednesday. I watched it on Wednesday, November 6th. I watched it on November, no, like, just because he says that in the movie. Um, but I was in the mood to watch it after watching the show, just because I'm like, I have to watch this. And it's so messed up because I kind of fell asleep on it, and I missed the best part of the movie, and you know what part that is.
damn.
I missed the Batmobile reveal and the Penguin chase.
Oh.
Um, but it's so funny because I was telling my wife, I was like, this is the events before the show, and she like, what? I'm like, yes, this is before the show. Um, she was kind of confused, so I had to kind of like catch her up to speed of what was going on. But the show is fantastic.
Yeah, man. In terms of what they're gonna do with the Batman Part Two, I don't really know. Like I said, we've gotten. I don't know if the script is done yet. I think he said he's almost done with it, but we don't know what villains we're gonna get. My dream villains for this trilogy is the main one I want is a realistic Mister Freeze. I want to see
Mm-hmm.
that.
Yep,
Um,
it's on top of my list.
Scarecrow. I want to see, although he's not a top priority.
I feel like we scarecrowed enough, man.
We are because they did him in Arkham Knight, you know.
Yes.
Um, but I think that could be cool. And if not Scarecrow, then Mad Hatter because
Yeah,
they're basically the same villain,
for
just with
sure.
different concepts.
Illusions.
Deathstroke. That's the one I
Deathstroke, for
really
sure. I
want.
feel like we've been missing out on that for
Yeah,
sure.
Court of Owls and then Black Mask. Those are really the ones that I want to see.
I
You
agree.
know, I really have no interest in seeing like Poison Ivy.
No, because I was about to say, if you can make her you could try to do it as realistic as you can. I don't know how that works.
I don't really want to see like Clayface.
I don't know. See, and I think they've talked about bringing that character in too. I think too.
Bane could be interesting, but I don't.
I feel like we banged out too.
Yeah.
We've already seen Bane twice already.
I seen people asking for Killer Croc. I don't really want to see that.
No.
You know, they could do Deadshot. You know, I know we got him in the Suicide Squad movie, but he wasn't a villain.
Right.
You know, that Deadshot is a pretty cool villain. You know, I think it might be a little overkill, but Deadshot and Deathstroke in the same movie could be kind of cool.
That would be overkill.
It would be overkill, but it'd be interesting because they're kind of the same character, but they have different morals. And
Right.
you know, one is a bounty hunter, and the other one is an assassin.
Right.
You know, and yeah, I
Basically
don't
the
know.
same
I
character.
think that could be cool. You know, like I think they should be looking at ways to bring in villains that kind of match each other. That's why I said Court of Owls and Black Mask. I think that
Yeah.
could be pretty neat.
Yeah.
You know,
Or I don't feel like we're going a totally different route with the villains.
Catwoman. I don't know what this woman is going to be doing in this movie. I
I
don't.
don't know.
I assume she's going to be back. I don't
I
know what
assume
she's
too.
going to be doing. You know, Sophia. I don't know where she fits into this. Penguin. I assume he's going to have a similar role to the first movie. to where he is important to the plot, but he's not
Right.
the main character.
Right.
You know, but yeah, I guess only time will tell with the Batman Part Two. But the show was very well done. They're talking about doing more shows within this
Mm-hmm.
universe.
Yeah, I already heard Joker's in talk already.
Oh yeah, that's who I had wanted to talk about too. I don't know where the fuck. I don't know what they're doing with the Joker, man.
Yeah, I don't know. I kind of don't. I'm kind of Jokered out as well. That's the thing. I'm kind of
That's
Jokered
Yeah,
out.
and that was the thing. Everyone wanted to bitch and complain when it was a rumor that the Joker was not going to be in this trilogy at all. And
Yeah,
everyone's like, "How could you have a Batman trilogy without the Joker?" It's like, bro,
I'm kind of fine with that, man.
Batman
We've
has
seen,
possibly the greatest rogues gallery of all time.
yeah, I mean,
And some of my favorite stories don't involve the Joker in them.
yeah, but we've seen him in so many different iterations, video games, obviously TV shows, and he's movies, and he's such the main focus, which we know why, because he's Batman's
Now,
he's the big one.
if they use him in which I don't even know if this scene is
I mean,
fucking
if they do
canon.
like a Silence of the Lambs thing where he's like just
Yeah,
in
that's what I was
jail
gonna
the whole
say.
time, like okay, that's fine.
That's what I was gonna say, but I don't know if the deleted scene is canon or not.
Right.
If that is, I would love for him to be used in that way. I think that could be fucking great.
Right.
But don't break him out. Leave this shit to the villains that have not bro. We need to see villains we have not seen. What the MCU Spider-Man movies were doing with the first two Spider-Man movies, with Vulture and Mysterio, gave us two great villains we've never seen before.
Right.
Do that with Batman.
I
There's
agree.
so many villains I would love to see, bro. For fuck's sake, give us like the oh my god, what is his name? The clock dude from Batman the Animated Series, the Clock Master or some
The
shit.
Clock Master.
Go give me the fucking. This is a little bit much. Give me the Condiment Man or some shit. Like, come on, bro. Be bold. Like give me new villains. Like actually, like give me the fucking Polka Dot Man for all I care.
Right. Polka Dot
Obviously we
Man.
saw him in the Suicide Squad, but
Right.
like give us just. We don't need the same villains.
Yeah, for sure.
Technically, Black Mask is another version of other characters we've seen. But you
Yeah.
know what? Black Mask is an iconic Batman villain that we have not seen he was a villain in Birds of Prey, but like that's not really my ideal Black Mask, even though I love that version of him. That's not like I want to see Arkham Origins Black Mask.
Right.
Just be open-minded. Like
Sure.
this fucking obsession with the Joker needs to go away, bro.
Yeah, for sure.
We're so far past this. Like one of my favorite Batman stories, again, it does not involve the Joker. It's the story with Deathstroke and Damian. Like that is cool. That's why I'm excited for the Brave and the Bold, assuming that Deathstroke is going to be the villain of that movie, which would only make sense. Yeah. Here's the hoping that they go above and beyond with that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So yeah, that's it. That's our thoughts on the Penguin season 1. If you guys have seen it, go ahead and spoil it away. You guys can talk about the show in depth in the comment section below. So yeah, let's go ahead and move on to our final topic of the day. Of course, we are physical media collectors, and what we do at this segment, we show our recent pickups. We show everything we picked up. How many titles do you have, Tyler?
7.
I have 8.
Go first.
So, all right. So, most of these were, I actually bought 2 of them. Most of them were sent to me. So the first thing I got, it's funny, I got sent to me because I just bought the DVD for this, and there's someone in my comment section like, hey, it actually has a Blu-ray, and I did not know. Adam Sandler's 8 Crazy Nights.
Oh, wow, it does have a Blu-ray.
It does have a Blu-ray.
I didn't know
somebody
that.
sent to me. I had no idea this was coming. It's funny because I went to work and I seen a package. I'm like, I got a package? No one told me they were sending me anything, and this what was in there. So I guess someone, I don't know if you're watching or if you're gonna watch my video when I do show this, but thank you for sending it to me. I wish I can know who did it, but yeah, that's awesome. So I have a DVD for it and a Blu-ray now. I mean, I'm not gonna get rid of that DVD. If one is a 2-disc special edition, I'm gonna get rid of it. The next thing I got was Kick-Ass on 4K with the slip. It was $3.
Oh wow!
So Yeah, I bought it. Now I just need to get the second one on 4K, which I'm not in a rush to get. Obviously, this was only $3. That's the reason why I got it. It does have the 4K disc in there, but the fact that it came with the slip, yes, that's why I bought it.
I got the steelbook.
Nice.
I'm mad I didn't get the one for two because they matched, but
Right.
now that's gone because Best Buy's not doing physical media no more.
Right. I was hoping they was gonna re-release that steelbook. They never did, so I now have to go. I got to go with this slipcover. When I show you this release, you're gonna be like, "Oh my god, you freaking bought it!" And yes, I freaking bought it. Star Wars: Attack
I'm
of the
not surprised you
Clones.
got that.
This was $30.
What the fuck? Oh my god!
Oh yeah, that's
Please tell
why.
me you had credit, bro.
Yeah, I had some credit, so I didn't pay full
Jesus.
price. But I said fuck it, man. I finally bit the bullet, and now I have every single Star Wars movie on 4K with the slipcover. That what was killing me because I seen it again without a slip, and I'm like, no, I need a slipcover on it because I have the slipcovers for the rest of them. So I finally got it on 4K with the slipcover.
Hold the
Now
dog.
I am,
No.
yeah,
No.
I am fulfilled now. Now these next movies that I did get, these next four, shout out to Luke Ponto. I don't know if you're watching, but shout out to you, bro. He sent me these movies. I did not expect him to send me these. And he sent me The Color Purple on 4K, which I did want this. He sent me Purple Rain on 4K, which I did not expect this either. I actually did want this. So thank you for sending me that. I love the purple like 4K look. It's dope.
Fun. I went to Academy Records and I saw the Blu-ray with a purple Blu-ray case.
Yes, and I lie, if I had that case, it will be going inside of here. Next we got. Well, I'm gonna show these both because sequel Twisters and Twister. He sent me both of these on 4K, which I was not expecting. I kind of love that the titles match on the side. I think that's pretty dope. And then that's all he sent me. But this final thing, I finally picked it up too as well. Something I'll just talk about getting. I finally picked it up. Of course, that is Friday the 13th.
Hey.
The Arrow 4K. Yes, I finally picked it up. It was $23 on Amazon. So I said, yes, now it's time to buy it. So yeah, Friday the 13th on 4K. Nice. The 2009 version.
So these three Luke sent me, and then basically all my movies were gifts, and then I bought the three after that. So first of all, thank you, Luke, for sending me these. He sent me Last Stop of Yuma County. This is a thriller from earlier in the year that I saw. I enjoyed this. This was it was a little bit of a slow burn. I don't know if it's streaming anywhere. It's maybe on Hulu. But yeah, it's a very slow movie, but it's one of those movies that it builds and builds and builds and builds, and then when it fucking goes crazy, it like when the moment happens in that movie, ouch. The Bay Cable on 4K. I really enjoyed this movie. I did. I've been wanting to rewatch it. This movie's kind of special because me and AJ saw it when I went to Indiana. One of two movies we saw. But this was a lot of fun. It was very stupid, but I enjoyed it for what it was. And then Luke also sent me Twisters. I very much enjoyed this movie in the theater. I saw it in IMAX, and then I took my mom to see it in 4DX, and that was awesome. That was a blast. We had such a good time. Movie's good though. And then AJ sent me this. This was his Christmas gift to me. He sent me the 4K for A Promising Young Woman. Universal just does not care about this movie. This cover art is horrendous. It has no slip cover. I hate it here. I love this movie. I genuinely I love this movie, and I hate that this is the release that I have. I don't hate that AJ sent it to me. I hate that this is this fucking nothing case for this release. Like, I hope that a studio maybe picks this up and does like a big box release.
I can see Criterion doing that one.
Maybe. I don't know, because it's a Universal release, so I don't know. But I love this movie. I just it's so plain. You ever have one of your favorite movies have like the most plain and boring release in your collection? And you're like,
Damn.
no steelbook, no slip.
Yeah, I think most of my favorite movies have great releases now.
Anywho, I went video game crazy this week. I don't know why I did. I think it's because my store finally had these games in stock, and I was like, you know what, I'm going to get them. So the first thing I got was Epic Mickey Rebrushed. This is a childhood game of mine, and I went ahead and picked it up. I'm actually like knee deep into this game right now. It's fun. You know, it's not high art or anything, but you know, it's okay. Next thing I got was Silent Hill 2, the remake. I have never played this game. I've never played a Silent Hill game ever. But I saw the trailer for this and I was like, that is a day one. Obviously, I didn't get
Have you
it.
started?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Um, but I'm very excited to get into this because the Resident Evil 2 remake is my favorite video game of all time. So the same, I'm assuming the same team or whatever worked on this. I hope it's good. I've heard very good things.
Rockstar need to hire them.
And then the last thing I got was Stellar Blade. This was another game that I was looking forward to very much. It's like a very action heavy kind of game. I don't really know anything about it, but I've seen a lot of gameplay for it, and it looks really fun. And I've heard it's pretty good. So I went ahead and picked that up. I did buy these full price, so do the math. It was a lot, but yeah, man, that is everything I got.
Awesome. So yeah, that's everything. That ends our topics for the stream. Tyler, you got anything you want to add or close it out with?
So next week we will be back. What the fuck are we doing next week? Thanksgiving watch along. Oh, I'm sorry. Thanksgiving watch along. Very excited for that. It will be Alex's first time watching Thanksgiving. Eli Roth's Thanksgiving. I'm excited to watch that one. That's that's a funny one. um, and I don't know when the next OVR is dropping. I think it's either this week or next week or the following week, but that is coming up. If you guys have not checked out our Halloween OVRs, go check those out, please. And if you're not already, please follow our Instagram. The link is down below. We're starting to get back on that. And if you're not following us here, subscribe to the channel, turn on the bell for our notifications. You know, stay in touch with us, man.
Yes, sir. Follow Mind of a Nerd on Instagram as well. He posts all his thoughts on all his things that he watches when it comes to TV shows, movies, all that stuff, video games as well. If you guys haven't followed me already, go ahead and follow me at Alex Thomas Reviews on Instagram, YouTube. I post most of my stuff on there on Instagram. When I'm about to post a video, I post all this stuff on Instagram as well. If you haven't already, please subscribe to our channel. Trying to hit 300 subscribers. If you help us out, we'd really appreciate that. Go ahead and follow us on Instagram as well. We would really appreciate that. Please go ahead and follow us on Instagram. That's where we keep everything up to date on everything we do on this YouTube channel and everything. So, and without that being said, I hope you guys have a good night, and we're out on you guys. Peace.